We're not taking prisoners, man. We're not lying to you. We are the best. This isn't a promo. I'm not, I didn't look in the mirror in the shower and come up with this stuff. This is as real as it gets. And the man I beat tonight, his dad told me that 10 years ago. I'm the greatest of all time.
I have been here giving ideas, takes, and theories in MMA, mainly the UFC, and a scant amount of professional wrestling, mainly the WWE, though I would like to expand into other promotions I frequently enjoy and have gripes with. ONE FC, Bellator, PFL, and AEW. I created this channel with only the biggest dogs of the big dogs in sports entertainment and mixed martial arts in mind. If you are subscribed to this channel and or have seen my trailer video, then you know that TKO Talk came into existence once it was rumored that the World Wrestling Entertainment and the Ultimate Fighting Championship were planning to unite under a single name, TKO Group or TKO Group Holdings. I have been following this rumor turned reality since November of 2022, and now that unholy unification is here. The merging of WWE and UFC was made official on September 12th, 2023, or announced to the public. On the surface, it looks and even feels like TKO Group is on cloud 9, ready to take over the world.
This is the biggest thing R.E. Emanuel and Vince McMahon have ever done. Yeah.
But we can't pop the bottles just yet, you see. TKO Group is off to a rocky start. Former WWE owner and current executive chairman of this newly formed monster group, at least for now, Vince McMahon has ongoing controversies and legal issues / allegations. If you aren't caught up for some reason, he is no longer the owner of WWE because he sold his 51% to Endeavor, which is the parent company of the UFC. I believe said controversies and legal issues / allegations are the reason this move was made, or at least a catalyst for speeding it up. Of course, that isn't the official reason. Old Vinnie Mac stated his desire to sell the company had nothing to do with his legal allegations. This was just the right time, and he was planning on doing it anyway.
You are the WWE, and the WWE is you. So why?
It's the right time.
Like anybody with a functioning brain, I'm not drinking this Kool-Aid. It is my belief that Vince sold the company to Endeavor in order to keep holding power over the WWE. I also think McMahon is very interested in staying in the weeds of creative. For now, old Vinnie Mac's got bigger issues to worry about, namely the people that he works with and for.
The word on the street was that you wanted $9 billion. This values the WWE at 9.3.
Right.
So despite everything that's happened,
I'm a visionary.
well, you hit the number.
Yes, deservedly so.
In June of 2019, media outlets of all types, we will use SI or Sports Illustrated for this evidence, reported Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff were rehired in Eric Bischoff to lead creative as executive directors for Raw and SmackDown, respectively. For the very few unaware, July 2019 was when the Wall Street Journal dropped a report about Vince being accused of SA. It seems McMahon was making some moves to get ahead of what he and his legal team already knew was bound to happen. The hint would have been from the June reporting of the same year about a paralegal's relationship with Vince that was first made public by WSJ. Though being married and having another romantic relationship on the side of something I feel is lame, this paralegal report from WSJ started out like your typical Heine reporting a relationship that didn't lead to lifelong success or early retirement, and them needing a payday present day. But the story of John Laurinaitis, father of Bella twins, getting sloppy seconds and her becoming his assistant is pretty gross and convincing, given the alleged history of both Vincent and Jonathan.
That's not what you said. Bark like a dog. Come on. Tell me you're sorry.
Shout out to the puppy.
The puppy?
Whoa, what kind of code word was that?
I bring up Mr. People Power because just like Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, he became a fall guy for Vince. Yes, Heyman stayed with the company, but Heyman is far more important to the WWE than Laurinaitis or Bischoff, present times at least. Also, different stations. They were safety nets for Vince, albeit different types. Laurinaitis was fired almost immediately after this report came out. Eric Bischoff was there for like 36 hours or some shit. And it was only to pull eyes away from the public black eyes that WWE and its CEO/owner were receiving and were going to continue receiving. It was all a masquerade to detract from the real issue, which has always been Vince McMahon. Vinnie Mac has a long history of doing shady shit. You can point to 2006 for the accusation of groping someone at a salon. You can look at the Jimmy Snuka story if you're looking for a good to decent reason to point as to why Tamina is still on the fucking roster. You can look at the case against him regarding steroids running rampant in the 80s within WWE, unchecked, and even suspicions of the gear being given to the athletes by the company doctors. It goes on, and this is just stuff that has been made known publicly. Ever since April of 2019, Vince and company have been trying to play 4D chess to get past these legal woes and accusations, but as I said a moment ago, the accusations just keep coming. That report from WSJ I mentioned was about 3 other women coming forward with more SA accusations. You see, in April, the WWE Board of Directors hired an outside law firm to investigate $3 million discovered as payments to a lower stationed employee, or subordinate. This investigation led to the discovery of not 3, but 12. Yes, 12 million fucking dollars paid out to 3 other women. One being a former WWE wrestler/performer with the claim of coercion allegations that got roughly 7.5 of that 12. As of this recording, it wasn't 12 that was discovered total, but 19 million. Vince has reportedly paid 17 of this back as of this recording. I think it should be noted that the payment of 7.5 million happened in 2018, not 2005, so this coincided with a certain movement that was just having heads roll where. If you don't know what movement that is called,
welcome to Earth.
You're a fucking punk, dude.
I think Vince was under the impression that this was all going to go away without any public outcry, or not much of it. Vince announced his own retirement shortly after this legal snowball got rolling. He put Stephanie, his daughter, in his place alongside Nick Khan. I do believe him when he said he got some bad advice regarding this retirement amongst his return, but I only believe that he believes it was bad advice. Vince stepped away to let things cool down, and once it seemed as if they were, he came back at the top of 2023 with the plan he had in mind since 2019: sell the company. In order for it to happen, he had to be back in the company. So how did he do it? About 6 months after stepping down, he just basically threatened the board with his power to let him back in. It should be noted they resisted, but really had no choice since broadcast and sponsor renewals were coming up, and Vince had the sole power even out of board position, being majority shareholder, to veto any deals, which he threatened to do so in the letter I brought up months ago. Remember? It wasn't even a month before reports came out that WWE was up for sale. Personally, I was certain the WWE was going to Saudi Arabia, but Vinny's good bud, or so it seems, for over 20 years in Ari Emanuel came in and saved this entire fucking thing. Almost. July of this year, 2023, McMahon allegedly had to go get himself spinal surgery for his bad back. In the 80s, he had a bad neck. This piece of info was given to the public 2 days before it was announced that Vinnie Mac was subpoenaed and a search warrant was executed on him. They say it was poor phone, but in my opinion, fuck all the way off with that noise. The timing of these surgeries. That PED case also came during a time of him needing surgery. You remember the neck brace? He really wanted to focus on that spinal surgery recovery, and it paid off. He was all healed up right in time to hit Wall Street and celebrate the merger of the WWE and UFC. I think all the way from 2019 to 2022 was all building up to the sale of the company. Vince had a plan. Vince had a plan because he has a lot of smart people around him, and they saw the writing on the wall. cases and bits of information keep coming, and TKO keeps making peculiar moves. At one point, I did believe Triple H may not be with the company much longer, but now Triple H is in full creative control, and it wasn't Vince's decision. It was Ari's. From the looks of things, it seems like TKO Group Holdings is operating mobster style. I believe there is a concerted effort to get Vince McMahon as far away from the WWE as possible. One way or another, whoever is behind it is going to find a way to get Vince McMahon completely out. Let me explain something here. This is a $21 billion global company with global aspirations. They are not going to allow controversies get in the way of this business. They're going to do all they can to make this company as big and as powerful as they can. Vince is not the owner anymore. Vince has a boss, and Vince can be fired. I do believe that collectively TKO has a very clear idea of where they want to go in the next 5 years, and I am fairly certain it does not include Vince McMahon.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.